once upon a time I came across an awesome example of a 1987 Subaru Brumby that had just been left to rot. I had to try and save this sweet piece of four-wheel drive hardware, and this is that story. What up YouTube, TK here, and today I'm here with the Subaru known as Ulysses. This is the new project car. We're going to get this thing running. It's been sitting for a year, but I think we've got a pretty good chance. So we'll do a bit of a tour. We have the fuel cap here. In the back we have a little mushroom colony. That's going to be good for lunch. Bit of water sitting there, that's to be expected. And let's take a look under the hood. So pretty typical Brumby, bit of rust. You got the tire exactly where you want it, and that is dead flat. We've got plenty of water in the oil, so that'll be our first thing we want to deal with, I think. And I have actually tried to crank this and it was a little seized, so we're gonna pop off the spark plugs, I think, and take a look there. Coming around the side, we've got a nice red quarter panel. I think it really pops, and yeah, should be fun. So this thing's had a bit of a hard life as a farm car. It's done plenty of hard yards. Obviously, you can see with all the dirt and stuff it's been around. It is actually four-wheel drive, and that's why it's so incredibly cool. Take a look at the interior. A little moldy, but you know, that just adds more charm. Inside, we've got this really awesome 80s Subaru dash. Just, I love the aesthetics here. We've got a bit of stickiness on the gear lever, but otherwise that's all right. And this here selects four-wheel drive. Other than that, pretty stock standard. Not actually too dirty, so bit of a vacuum if we get time, and that'll be nice. But yeah, I absolutely just love this thing. Look at these controls. Just fantastic. So basically the plan is we're going to go in, just try and get it turning over, see if we can get it running, and if it does, we're going to drive it on the sand and have an amazing time. But yeah, a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get stuck in. So we'll start by taking this air filter off. Nice and easy. They've given us these thumb screws. I'm preparing for the worst. It could be full of mice and water, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, it's not actually too bad. Fairly clean. Okay, I spoke too soon. It's quite oily. Yeah. But we got a carby in here, not looking too bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually, there's a bit of dirt, but nothing too serious.
Is it a boxer or what?
Yeah, it's a boxer.
Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome.
We're really lucky here in that the spark plug leads are really easy to access, so we should be able to yank these fairly quickly. In fact, I don't even think they're too tight, so that's good. Just taking the bonnet off because this is serious business.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Look at that, getting some sun. So we're just taking the airbox off to make things a little easier. We want to get down to the spark plugs, and it's nice not to have things in the way. Carby doesn't look like it's in too bad condition, but to be honest, I don't actually know what I'm looking for, so we'll just ignore that for now. Yank the first spark plug. Wish me luck. There we go, that's not too bad. So yank the first spark plug and it actually looks okay, so we'll take a look at the others, but I think we're doing pretty good. This one has what looks like a little bit of coolant on it, but the others are all pretty good. We're going to keep going. I think they're not actually looking too bad, so we might have a shot at getting this thing running. Soaking in there nicely, should be good. We got Rye here just turning over the engine by hand, and it is actually getting smoother the further we go. It looks a bit dirty in the chambers, but nothing too bad. The problem is we've got all this dirt and gum nuts and bits of tree here we got to clean out before we put the spark plugs back in, so we'll do that next. But the engine is turning over by hand, which is a really great sign. And the pistons are definitely in there, which is good to know. Nothing's looking too bad, so I reckon we're going to go down to Soup Cheap. We're going to get oil, fuel, a couple other things, and KFC, of course. And yeah, we'll crack on. Alright, lunch break. We got Alexei dosing out the Pepsi. We have a family burger box with 5 pieces of chicken because fried chicken is pretty much better than cocaine. We're here down at Repco, got to grab some fluids. We can kind of hand crank the Subi on a good day if we try. So we're just going to inject some oil into the cylinders. We're going to do an oil change for fun. And then we're pretty much going to put it back together and try and start it. So the sump plug's pretty tight. We don't want to strip it because that'll be game over, so we're sending Alexei in to do the job.
Dr. Alexei?
Dr. Alexei.
Yeah, das ist tight.
Is it moving at all?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think you loosened it up for me.
You're a gentleman.
Get ready for that black goodness. Black, oily
Goodness.
water.
A lot of
That
water.
is water, like, well, it's 50-50. Can you see that?
I
My
reckon it's
finger
got
had
in
it.
through.
Look.
Oh, that's disgusting! What the hell? Are you getting that?
Yeah, we're seeing
The
this.
pile? Like, look at the pile. Oh, I've never seen anything like that. Oh, that's festy. No wonder the thing's hard to crank over.
But yeah, it was separated already into water, and luckily we didn't start.
I've never seen anything like that. We should just pour degreaser down the fucking thing first, eh? Alright, so this is TK's top tip. When you've got baby diarrhea coming out of your oil system, we go for a bit of petrol down the oil cap. I don't know if this works, but it can't really ruin anything. Just a touch. Wow, I can't believe that. Dude, it looks like it. We should make a mud cake with this. That's amazing. Alright, we'll just let that run out for a while and then we'll put the fresh stuff in. I don't even care at this point. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Oh, I missed. It's getting there. Look at that. That's about the entire contents of both the oil pan and we reckon the radiator in there. I'm just gonna... Oh, wow. Oh. You getting this? Oh, it's gotten through. Oh no. No, I've got the virus. It's not cross-threaded or anything?
No.
Alright. So, what will the condition of it be?
Oh, yuck.
Is it disgusting?
Yes. Somewhat.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you're wearing gloves. So, these are the Subaru Brumby mushrooms. Generally looks like a fairly hardy mushroom, bit of protein, plenty of spores, so we'll go ahead and do a taste test. No, I'm fucking kidding. Alright, so we're hoping the battery is actually charged. Not that that'll stop us. Where's my multimeter? Oh, we got 12 volts. We got 12 volts. This battery's actually good. Sweet. So we can run off that.
Got this battery clamp just
Doesn't want to go in.
Oh, that's the oil, isn't it?
Oh my god! So
Right.
it's not Alexei's fault. You see, because the Subaru has this really weird oil filler neck, Alexei just mistook that for where you put coolant. Thankfully, you realised before any of us did. That's classic.
Fucking hell. He seems like a serious kind of guy. That's what I would do. Oh, there wouldn't be like a massive hole in the engine. It would take time for it to get through the gasket.
You might be eating those words.
Oh, what? Oh. What the shit?
Where's it?
Oh, the fucking neck snapped off.
Oh no.
Fucking, oh shit.
What's basically happened, as we found out, is the part of the cooling system is basically snapped off the block. It's just rusted to all hell. That's pretty much game over for today. We're not going to be able to get it to run for anything more than 5 minutes because it's just going to leak coolant straight out. Alright, so we can't really fix the cooling problem now without buying some new hose, and we can't be bothered, so we're going to put the oil in, try and crank it. If that's good, we'll spend the money and fix the cooling system tomorrow. And Alexei is just getting it in there. It's very important to get some on the rest of the car, because you see that fresh oil down there on the transmission case actually tells us, oh yeah, we did change the oil. It's a marker, it's an indicator, and that's really good because it means tomorrow we won't accidentally change the oil again. It's a top tip right there. All right, so we're just putting in a bit more. We're already on the low mark for oil, so we should be good. Pop the dipstick back in, just give it another check. Yeah, okay, there's definitely oil in there. That's all we really care about on an engine like this. screw the cap on. Do you want to screw the radiator cap on? Or does it, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Positive battery terminal's got to go on. And spark plug leads. All right, we have power, so this is excellent. Charging the battery worked. It was apparently a new battery before it was parked. So that means that's one less thing we have to worry about. Check out this dash with these awesome lights. That's just sick.
Nice.
That is so cool. And this aesthetic is really why we're doing the whole project.
All about the aesthetic.
Make sure it's in neutral.
Yeah, it's in neutral. Okay, we need a jump start. No, you hear it just doesn't have the power to crank. Alright, we've got Dash's Civic here. We're going to try and jump start it because it looks like our battery, while charged, doesn't have quite enough guts to go. Alexei's primed with the starter fluid. I'm going to jump in the side here. So a bit of a hassle. Here we go. Foot on the brake. Sticky.
Yeah, give it a few more.
Give it a pump on the throttle.
That's good. I think you're gonna keep going.
What's that smoke?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's just this shit. That's just whatever.
I like the attitude.
I don't like. I think that's too much smoke.
No, that's fine. That's just starter shit. Alright, hang on, stop.
If I catch on fire, what do I do?
I think it's just oil. There was
Stop,
probably
drop, and roll,
oil
right?
in the board. There actually might be some petrol in there. This thing just filled up.
Alright, put some petrol in the carby.
Yeah. I think there's petrol in the tank, to be honest.
We're gonna get there.
How much fuel? Is that too dangerous?
Nah, just step back. Ready?
Hang on. Okay. Go.
Come on.
Now, what was
Okay.
sparking? Hang on. Yeah, try again. That's just the coil.
No, but that's good. That means we have spark at the coil. And it's cranking freely, so why... It's really struggling.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Yeah, boy! Holy crap, it runs. Ish. It runs ish.
It's a kind of running. Well, not. It ran.
It ran for 3 seconds.
Alright, give it a crack. I think that wiring to the starter is just ass.
Let's give it,
I could give it -12 direct to the starter, but that's...
I don't like this. This is not fun. No, that's not working for some reason. I don't know why. Why is it that it can only do 1 rev before it gets stuck? That's what bothers me. Should we call it quits for today?
Yeah, I think so. Let's...
Come back to it tomorrow. That'll let all the oil drain out of the cylinders. Everything will be, all the petrol. Alright, so we're back. It's day 2. We've basically been having trouble. We can't seem to properly get the engine to turn over freely. With the spark plugs out, it'll turn over easily enough, but with them in, it's really struggling. We're like, So, I'm gonna take the valve covers off and see if those are full of sludge. Oil in there looks quite black and watery, which is bad, considering we just put fresh oil in yesterday. Wow, that was easy. So everything looks a bit wet and disgusting, but nothing immediately jumps out as being destroyed or stuck. So what I think we'll do is we'll try turning it over. We'll try turning it over by hand and see what we see as we rotate. Okay, so they all look like they're moving, but I might degrease all that because it looks horrible. One thing I have done, I noticed these fantastic rat rod battery terminals are disgusting and rusty, so I've gone in and gouged them up with a screwdriver, clean up the terminals on the battery, so that should hopefully give our starter a bit more current with which to play with. We got the spark plugs back off. We'll just take off the other rocket cover in a second as well. Spray everything down, try and get things moving a bit more smoothly, and hopefully that makes a difference. This is probably why we're struggling to turn the engine over. The rocket covers are just full of this horrible mud. Look at that. That is just absolutely disgusting. Oh, no. It's gonna cost me like $400 in just degreaser to fucking clean this engine. Like it's getting to the point now where we might as well do an engine swap, because buying a clean engine is cheaper than degreasing this one.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Holy shit! It's actually running on all fuel. That is it. You got it running too. Without the heads.
It runs! Yes! That's actually running off the fuel that's been sitting in there for 10 years. Or a year at least. So we have to we'll clean the rocket covers, put those back on. I'll replace this coolant hose, fill it up. Holy shit. Okay, so what did we do? We basically, A, took the spark plugs out, turned it over heaps just to really loosen everything up. B, we cleaned up the battery contacts, grounded to the engine instead of to the battery. Basically gave the starter motor more power so it could do its thing, and it runs. Holy crap. A few little jobs, but we'll see if we can get this thing rolling around. But one problem we do have is that we just cranked it over a little bit then, and we're getting coolant being pumped straight into the oil. Not exactly sure how to fix that, but it's probably a cracked head, which is nothing we can do anything about. Okay, so we figured out that the fitting that was rusted out in the cooling system was actually just going to the heater core. So instead of fixing it, we're just going to basically route it out of the system by rearranging the original pipe. So that should be a nice, quick and easy fix. Doesn't cost anything, and will get us one step closer to rolling if we ever do. To lock out the heater, I don't think I'm ever going to drive this car long enough to need a heater. It'll probably be overheating, so that'll be my heater. Thank you. So we just finished rerouting that. We picked the best of the two heater hoses. We go directly from this here, come around, and then the bends were pretty favorable, and so we go back to this finning down here instead of going to the heater core and back. That way we won't leak coolant as much. Alright, so we fixed the heater hose. We're just going to try and see if this thing cranks under its own power. If it doesn't, that's not too much of a worry. Other than that, the next thing is to try and fix the coolant in the oil problem. So that'll be a bit of fun, but let's give this a crank. Nah, the battery's still dead. Can you start the other car? Alright, so it's running decently. I think there's a problem with the accelerator pump, because when you push on the accelerator hard, it basically wants to cut out. But if you roll it on smoothly, we do get power. So it should be drivable, but we got to solve this oil and coolant problem. The contamination's obviously not good, but it does run, so that's awesome. What's that smoke? Do you see that smoke?
A little bit.
Oh, it's probably just oil. Oh, dude, look out the back. Look out the back.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
That is a shitbox.
Yeah, that is so going to get pulled over. Maybe it'll be better when it warms up. Yeah, that's not running well. Oh, I mean, we did pour, like, you know, a couple of shot glasses worth of oil in every cylinder, but yeah, wow. Is that ridiculous or what? Alright, brake. did move, and it moves pretty easy. That is awesome. I want to shut it down, it stinks. I can't breathe. I absolutely can't breathe. Carbon monoxide is killing me. God damn. I can't believe we got it running. I've never done that before. Look at that. That is the contents of the sump. Milky, white disgustingness.
It looks like that, golden ink, like those metallic pens.
Oh yeah. I don't think it is though.
You never know.
It really does look like that. Alright, I'm here with Dash. We're trying to solve the problem with the coolant getting into the oil. So we reckon it's a head gasket. We're going to go down to our favorite auto parts store and get some supplies. Here we are. And here we have an excellent selection of auto supplies. Today we need to deal with a head gasket problem, so we're just going to grab some nice farm fresh eggs. Alright, so today we've gone with the McLaren Vale free range. This is really great for higher mileage engines. If you've got more of a performance application, you probably want something from Whyalla or Balaclava. But for us, these will do fine. We spent money on an oil change yesterday and that was all well and good. But seeing as that it's already full of coolant, that's a real shame. We're not going to bother with a new oil filter, but we're just going to grab some cheap motor oil for... does it even have a name?
It's motor oil.
Okay, so this is the quality stuff we're going to be putting in for the grand total of $16, and we're going to get some coolant as well. Let's roll. Alright, so we've undone the sump plug, we've got the horrible mix of oil and coolant draining out. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to wipe off the dipstick, and then I'm going to fill up the radiator, and see if water's flowing straight in there, or if it's only when the car's running, which would be ideal. So I've got one of the 700 different water bottles that was in the back of this car. We're going to go ahead and fill it up with water, and we're going to see how much of it ends up in the sump. Alright, so I've just poured a whole bunch of coolant in there. The sump looks relatively dry. I'll put the sump plug back in and just confirm that. Conclusion. It looks like the sump is dry. We'll give it a few minutes, but it looks okay. There's no water going straight from the radiator to the sump. We've drained the oil for the second time, so basically plan is oil in, top the radiator up, insure it, register it, drive it. We've got head gasket problems. It's time for the egg solution. Engine's cold, crack the egg into a can of Mother. Has to be Mother. If you use Red Bull, it just, it won't take. And we go ahead and pour that into the radiator. Oh no, that hasn't worked at all. Oh no. Oh shit. Because the thing is, oh, it's gone. You need the white. The egg white is actually what does the job. The yolk just gets in the way. What do you reckon? 2 eggs?
I mean,
I normally like 2 eggs.
Oh, definitely 2 eggs, yeah.
The general theory is the egg white goes through the cooling system, the engine heats up, and the egg cooks when it gets into the cracks, thus plugging the leak. However, it can also obviously clog up your cooling channels, which is a problem. Although, seeing as this car barely runs as is, I don't think we're too worried.
Yes, and the egg white plugs up the leaks, and of course the yolk is just for flavour.
Yeah. Some people like to add pepper. I kid you not, they like to add pepper. I couldn't find out why. I don't know if it's a joke. Like, are they just saying that, oh, I have my eggs with pepper? Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
Oh, that's wrong.
It looks really cute.
Go on, just now.
I probably shouldn't have put 2 in. Some guy said he put like 6 in.
I feel like the yolk just is not going to help.
No. I really shouldn't have put the yolk in, should I? Like, that was actually dumb, wasn't it?
Twice.
Put the airbox back on, make it look like a bought one. It's actually got this cool winter-summer switch. Changes how much air gets through the.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the idea is it's a restriction that actually allows the air to cool down or heat up or something for different driving conditions. I think we'll probably leave it on summer. I bet you anything. I checked the dipstick, and it's full of water already. I just bet we're that unlucky. I bet we run this once and it fills straight up. I bet the egg doesn't work. Alright, so we're just going to start this one more time now. We've got the airbox back on. Fingers crossed it works. If it does, we'll then check the oil, make sure it's not full of coolant. If it is, we give up. If it's not, then we go drive it somewhere, hopefully. Neutral, here we go. Sounds like a tractor.
It does.
What do you reckon? Full of water?
Most likely.
Yep, that is a disaster. In fact, not just water, egg as well, probably.
Yeah.
That's a shame. The other thing that's really bothering me is you put your foot down and it doesn't, you know, it chokes. So I think, you know, when you try and accelerate and you have the engine actually cut out on you. Oh, you're getting my shirt! Oi, come on! Alright, so we're at the end of day 2. Basically, we can make the car run. Don't actually know if the alternator is charging the battery or if the battery's junk. We still can't crank off that. We still need to jump start it. But other than that, the car actually runs. It's smoky as hell, but it does run. It's probably filled up the oil with goo again, but what are you going to do? For now, I'm going to go home, get some sleep, and have a nice shower. Tomorrow, register it, insure it, and hopefully take it for a spin. Should be good. Okay, so it's actually been a whole month pretty much since I last worked on this. We got it running obviously, but we weren't able to take it on the road. We now have the unregistered vehicle permit, we have insurance. It's time to actually see how far this thing will go before it overheats and blows up in a giant mess. Pretty keen. Now the radiator is actually pretty dry. I reckon what we did last time, most of the water still went into the oil system instead. So we're going to just put in one more egg for good luck, top up the radiator and get rolling. Okay, so after a bit of trouble, we are running again. I'm just letting it sit, get the fluids moving, and then we're going to take it for a spin, see if it overheats. Hopefully it doesn't, because I don't want it to. Okay, so I have a camera in my face. I'm sitting in Ulysses. I'm in reverse, handbrake's off, revving. Tires are flat, by the way. First stop will be the petrol station. Oh, tire is really flat. Handling is stiff, to say the least. Holy crap, we're actually driving. We are actually driving. Oh god, changing gear is like hitting a cow with a hammer. Nobody likes it and it's really loud. I'll take the next left. This thing is an absolute orchestral performance of shouting. We're dying.
We're in the middle of the road.
We're in the middle of the road.
Coming.
Okay, so the car's died. I think it's because the carby's accelerator pump is junk and we were going uphill, putting too much stress on the engine. Which is annoying because it's actually really fun to drive. It's loud, sounds like 1,000 fat guys clapping all at the same time. I'm going to try and bump start it right now in reverse. Nobody behind us?
No.
Keep an eye out.
There's somebody behind us.
No, it's dead. So the car stopped while we had it out on the test drive. We're trying to jump it again. The oil is full of egg and water and oil, so that's bad. The car won't turn over. You remember after much consternation when we actually worked on this a month ago, we got the car turning over pretty smoothly, but right now it's just like it's stuck. That's not good at all. There we go. It is running. Okay, so we were moderately successful before, but the car did cut out on us halfway down the road, which we don't appreciate. So we're going to fill it up with carb cleaner. Put our hand over it, sort of try and hope it sucks through any grit left in the carby, and hope it runs a little better. These jumper leads are junk. Don't know if it's because they're surge protected or what, but they just don't work. Using these ancient stranded jumper cables, this thing starts up first time, no problem. Still got a problem with the accelerator pump, so I'm just putting my hand over the carby, hoping that increased suction makes it actually suck some junk out of the accelerator pump that's causing me problems. Not sure if it works, but Roadkill said it was good, so you know. The car's indicating it's got low oil pressure unless I give it some revs very gently. Then it goes away, so I'm just going to pour a little extra oil in there and see if that helps. It's not really surprising we're getting an oil light because the oil is full of water, but with a few revs it tends to go away. So I guess we could use this as a rudimentary speedo, or tacho I should say. What have I learned today? Well, 1, those jump leads are junk. 2, there's no room for a phone or a GoPro in here, it's incredibly cramped. 3, there's still coolant getting straight into the oil, which is bad. 4, we're gonna go for a drive anyway. Basically, I've chucked the good battery from my Frozer into this. We're just gonna start up, see how far we get before the thing overheats, which probably won't be very far, but see how we go. Sounds like a motorboat. It's ridiculous, that boxer engine. Okay, we're in 3rd gear. We're going to try this hill again. Doesn't like it. Oh boy. Oh, we're doing 50 in this thing. Feels like you're doing 100. It's floaty and terrifying. We're still getting the oil pressure light. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so it kinda runs. It sounds horrible. It smells like it's overheating. Temperature gauge already almost at halfway. Hang on the left. Oh, I can't see a thing. Yeah, the car smells hot. I think it's definitely gonna overheat. The temperature is shooting way up. Okay, we sound like a bloody Spitfire, which is awesome, but yeah, that temperature gauge is just going up and up and up. Something else, but don't know what that is. That sounds terrible. Oh my god, there are cars everywhere. This was a terrible idea. Why am I doing this at peak hour? I'm gonna look back. Doing a U-turn. Come on. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Shit, hazard lights. Doesn't have hazard lights. I think it's falling to pieces. Alright, we're gonna try, get it home. Bloody hell. Come on, you piece of crap. Yeah, it's falling to bits. Oh, I really wish I had some backup on this trip. Oh, brakes are okay. It's dead. Yeah, it's really dead. Yeah, I think there's definitely permanent engine damage to this thing. Even just going in a second is an absolute chore. Oh, I hope I can get this thing back. Yep, alright, we're almost back. Come on. Keep the speed up, keep the speed up. And we can just roll downhill. That's all we gotta do. Brakes do work. So what I think is happening is there's major damage to the engine. There's probably a crack in the cooling channels. It's just causing all the coolant to go into the oil. The engine's getting almost no proper lubrication, and as it's heating up here, the engine's getting close to seizing. You hear it just getting noisier and noisier and more horrible. There's a terrible smell. I feel like I'm choking on fumes. I think this engine and transmission, at least the engine, is very, very dead. I'm just rolling back now, keeping the engine running as a backup more than anything. Oh, yeah, it's not healthy in here. I can't breathe particularly well. The only saving grace I have is that I put the Frozer's battery in, and that allowed me, come on. Woo! That allowed me to restart the car the 3 or 4 times it's died just on this short trip. Alright, let's put her away. Jesus. Alright, so after all that, what can I say? Ulysses, it's a sick piece of work, but the engine, it's more grenade than engine at this point. It was pretty rad actually getting it out on the road there, and then it was terrifying because I was all by myself and pretty much just wanted to die at any minute. So I think this is the end of the road for this project. I don't see myself doing any more here. It's basically dying for an engine swap and that's about it. But yeah, overall, absolute blast. I love working on old cars. So thanks for watching. Till next time, TK out.